my friends, thanks for joining me for the flip through of this beautiful spring journal. This journal is available in my Etsy shop, and I have to tell you, I had so much fun making it. I think it's beautiful. I want to tell you that it's got 3 spines. This is the main large spine, and then these are the 2 smaller spines. This was supposed to start its life as a folio, but it ended up becoming more of a lap book. I want to mention to you that this is a design team project for Line.Arrow, and I joined in on a collaboration with Line.Arrow and Cara Creations. Now I want to get into this. Grab yourself a cup of tea because this journal is huge. Actually, before we start even flipping through, let me just show you mechanically what it does. So we've got, it opens up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections of this journal. And like I said, I absolutely love it. I love the way it turned out. I have altered this little golden book, and that is definitely something that I will be doing again because it was so fun. I'll make sure to link all of Line.Arrow's information and Cara Creations information in my description box. Now let's get started. I made this sort of belly band, but it's over here on the side. And what I did, this has got some thickness to it. And so this, and I'm going to show this to you in just a second, but this slides under here, and then it hooks with this little flap. So what I did was, when I glued this on, I went ahead and put this in place so that it wouldn't be too tight, so tight that I couldn't get this in, because this definitely has some thickness to it. As you can see, I have embellished it with some fabric and some lace and all that good stuff. So this is one of the booklets that I made, and actually it sits in here upside down because of where the flap is. So we'll just turn it this way, and I just think this is so pretty. It's got 2 charms on it, and then we're going to just flip through. It's just a very simple, small notebook. I made it out of envelopes, and so there's a pocket here with some very pretty ephemera. Most of the pages are pretty simple. We have a fabric page here. I left this plain. This can seriously be used for writing, and somebody can, well, actually, this can be used for writing, but also as a scrapbook, because somebody could put photos here. But if you wanted to write in it, you could attach some paper to it and write on top of that. So I left it so that whoever ends up purchasing this journal can be creative and choose whatever they'd like to use this for. It could even be something that they carried in their purse if they wanted to, and jotted things down. And here's another piece of ephemera in the back pocket, because as I mentioned, I created this from envelopes, and I didn't show you the charms, so let me do that real quick. One of them says, "Always laugh when you can, it's cheap medicine," and then the other one says, "Made with love." Right, so we're going to tuck this back into place. I think I mentioned that this will be available in my Etsy shop, but if I didn't, I'm mentioning it now. So let's go ahead and open up the first flap. And here we are. My friend Soleil at Soleil and Craft sent me some coffee filters, and I got them out of the box that she sent me, and I made a bunch of pockets out of them, and I've used a couple of them here in this journal. So thank you, Soleil, for the coffee filters and inspiring me to be creative with an item that I had not used before. So here are the tags, and these 2 are embellished. And I want to mention that the kit that I used, the digital kit, was created by Line.Arrow and Cara Creations. They collaborated together to make it, and it's just beautiful. So I'll have their Etsy channels linked in my description box. Now I want to mention this flips out as in, true lap book style. So I have a tab here to hold this in place, but we're just going to pull it over to the side just a little bit, nothing crazy. And then we're going to flip this down, and then we have a little secret pocket behind it with some more ephemera in it. All right, so now we're just gonna flip through some of the pages. Now, I did not do a whole lot with these pages. I did some stenciling. I did a little video on that. Here's another one of the coffee filters, and you can see that I had, well, you'll have to go check out that video, but I had embellished them and dressed them up, and I just stuffed them with some tags. This tag is from the kit, and then this is a scrapbook pad that I had that I used. So I've coordinated the kit and a scrapbook pack that I picked up from probably Joann Fabrics. This is some vintage music paper, and I went around the edges with my punch that makes it sort of lacy looking. So you can see I left some of the tags, this one, a little bit more plain, because I want to give the new owner an opportunity to embellish this journal the way that they would like to and give it their personal touch. This is wrapping paper, vintage. I love it. I have tabs on some of the pages. I used ribbon for the tabs. I used vintage music paper for some of the tabs. And then I used cotton for some of the tabs. This is from a butterfly book that I had. Some more stenciling. Gorgeous kit. I mean, how beautiful are these images, you guys? There's a little center spread with some stenciling on it. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so for example, this page, as you can see, I didn't do anything to it because I want to give the new owner an opportunity to do whatever they would like. So they could add lined paper here, they could add some coffee dyed paper, they could add a photograph, whatever they want, they can do that. Now don't worry, there are pockets and tags in this journal. They're just not in this particular section. Isn't this kit gorgeous? Oh, goodness. So beautiful. Now here is another pocket here. This paper here is actually sketch paper. It has such a cool feeling to it. It's thick. It's really interesting, and I'm glad I found it at the thrift store because it's a wonderful addition. So here we go. We've got another one of the coffee filter pockets that I created and embellished. And then inside of that, of course, we've got some tags. This tag has this nice little tab up top from the kit, and then this opens up like that. This is the actual original back of the little golden book. Right, we are done with that section, and now we're going to move on to the next section. So we have a little tab here. We have a vintage doily, absolutely stunning. I'm finally starting to use my doily stash. I've really been hoarding it for a long time because I love it so much, but I know that I need to, I need to use them. I need to share them with you guys in these journals, and it makes the journals extra special. I got some paper doilies here. This one I had dyed in some, what did I use for that? Ah, yes, I used paint from a tie-dye kit. A little stenciling here. I love this story, Home for Bunny. The images are precious. Love this book. Just every page is beautiful. This is from a vintage magazine page, and this was sent to me in Happy Mail. Look at this. It's so sweet. And again, left a lot of blank space for you guys. Whoever ends up with this, they can truly turn this into their own journal, and yet it's finished, and yet there's a lot of space left for creating. Now, I did end up using the little golden book spine somewhere in here, but I had a little scrap piece, so I used it as a tab. All of the book pages in this section of the Lapbook have been punched with my lacy die. This is just held on with a paper clip. We have a fabric tab. This is just some nice sort of, I don't know what we call this material, but anyway, it's just nice and pretty. A pretty little tag here. Let me take this off so you can see it. It's so pretty, I love it. Another paper doily, and I had folded it up so the doily would fit in the book, and I just popped a little tag in there. Some more stenciling and a vintage music paper tab. The other half of that vintage magazine page. So sweet, such a sweet story. All right, so we've got our 3 doilies here. I like the way I layered those. I had never done that before. I like it. I'll definitely do that again. So here we have an interesting pocket. It's a little bit different because what I did was I used glue up like for this whole 2-inch space because I wanted the tag to come out here. Then I didn't want the tag to fall out, so I added this tab. It's a ticket, and that was part of the kit. So when this goes in, this is literally where it will sit. And then here is the tag. So to put it back in, I just slide it like that, and it goes right back in. Here's the other side of that beautiful doily. I didn't add anything to it because the simplicity of it with this paper I just think is perfect. So I didn't add buttons or anything. I just didn't think it needed it, but you certainly could add that. Now here we are at the next section, and we have this beautiful image. Remember, this one has a spine as well. Did a little embellishing here. I put a puzzle piece and then a flower on top of that, obviously some lace. You guys saw me do the spines in another video. So in this section here, we've got our little miniature 3-ring binder. This was really fun, and then I've just got tags. And you could add tags, you could add photographs. Let me move this down a little bit. There we go. You could add more. There's plenty of room on this little 3-ring binder to add more if you'd like to. And actually, I was thinking of adding more, and I didn't close those all the way, so I'll do that in just a second. I just want to show you the tabs first, and then there's a pretty little picture. So we are going to go ahead and snap these closed. Now, if I find something else I want to put in there, I certainly will. You can just pull them open. It's no big deal. Then on the last section of the book, we have this pocket. And you can see it's been embellished, and there's a picture from the book, and we have another journal. So we're going to unwrap this, and I'm going to show you, this is an envelope, and I've embellished it, as you can see. And then here is our little golden book spine right here. Here are 2 little charms, and I chose these because they have a little bit of purple in them. So when we open this up, we can access the ephemera that's in it. This is some rope, not rope, I don't know, what is this, twine, I don't know, anyway, it's purple, but I used it just as an embellishment on this tag, and that's the one that fits through the window here, or not fits through, but shows through the window, I should say. So we're going to slide that back in there, and there it is. And now we'll go ahead and flip through this, but let's start in the front. All right, so here's our little golden book spine. Beautiful images from the kit, and actually this little booklet part came from the kit. So I took a dictionary page, vintage, and I added some paper napkin to it, and I just think that's so very pretty. And here's more of the paper napkin over top of the dictionary page, and hopefully you can see the words coming through, and then this image was from the kit. And we can flip that open. This is actually more of a folio, which was what my little golden book was supposed to be. So I ended up making a small folio here for you guys because I did want to do that. And this is just a nice little skinny tag. You can see the torn napkin is just folded over here onto this pocket, and I like that. I like the way it looks. Some writing space, some of my dyed paper, some scrapbook paper, vintage music paper, some scrapbook paper that was gifted to me by my friend Billy at Craft and Cake with Billy. And I turned that into a pocket and put a little tag in there. More vintage music paper. And this was like a scrap that I had, so I popped that in there. Here's our two little very simple charms, but they have purple in them, so I thought that was cool. Another tag in this pocket. And then this opens, but actually we have to flip it this way. This is another napkin. Then we have a piece from the kit right here. And I layered that on top of some purple and white gingham scrapbook paper. And then we have a little pocket here. You can see the napkin coming over the edges. I love it. And we have some fabric and then lavender, it says, and a little tag. And then some writing space. And then here's the back with some additional writing space. So we close this up. And we're going to close this one up. So this is my actual folio, which my journal was supposed to be. But hey, at least I got a folio into it, right? So guys, I did not even count the pages, but I will do that. I'm going to list this to my Etsy shop. I will count the pages. I will have all of the details in my Etsy listing. And then this is how we put it back together. We close this one. This lays on top of that. We come over here. Oh, let me tuck this. Remember, we got to tuck that so this doesn't flap around. We close that. And then we close this. And here it is. And voila. I am going to add some charms here, so don't fret. I will do that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go do it now, and then I'll show that to you. All right, friends, let me show you the dangles that I put on, and then I also want to show you the tassel that I'm going to put on. If you saw my Tassel Tuesday video, you would have seen me work with the tassel. But anyway, let me show you these first. So just very simple. One is a heart and one is like just a little circle, a little ball, I guess, a bead. And then over here we've got a little flower and we have a little bow. This is the tassel that I'm going to put on it. I made this one during Tassel Tuesday, as I mentioned. There are a few charms on here. We have a star and just sort of a glass bead and this cute little mushroom and this butterfly. And then we have some fibers, lots of delicious fibers, as you can see. And we have this on a lobster claw clasp. So what I'm going to do real quick is I am going to go ahead and put a eyelet in here so that we can hang our tassel from it. The tassel will come with this journal. I felt like this journal is just such an amazing piece and I wanted to include a tassel with it. So I've chosen a purple eyelet, and let me just see if I can find a spot that will work to attach it. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is attach it right here, because you know one of the spines is, one of the signatures is here. So I'm just going to go right here, just a little bit to the side, and pop that in there. Pop that eyelet in there. So I have my crocodile. I'm just going to slide this down in here. I'm going to close this so I make sure to get to the right spot. And I don't want to go too far down, because if I go too far down, then our lobster claw clasp might not be able to reach. So I'm just eyeballing this. Probably not doing a very good job of showing this to you. I'm trying to figure out where the metal part comes out. Okay. Sometimes when you're working through fabric, it's a little bit, weird, but okay, I think I have found the space that I'm going to do it. Then what I like to do is make sure all the fabric is out of the way so that the eyelet can go through no problem and just not have anything in the way. I don't like to have too much fabric in the way, so I'm just trying to clip off what I can. There we go. I think I actually got all of it. Now, let me go ahead and pop this eyelet in right here. There we go. And make sure I don't have it upside down. If we hold them upside down, they won't work properly. And when I first got it, I was holding it upside down like all the time, and I couldn't figure out, why isn't this thing working? Everybody loves these. Why do they love them? They're terrible. And then I realized that I was not holding it the right way. Uh-oh. Geez. Speaking of, let me see what I did wrong here. I don't know why that didn't go through all the way. Let me grab another one. Give it a try. Maybe I was not holding it at the right angle or something. Let me try that again, friends. Alright, this one's gonna work fine. And it did, I think. Let's see. It's funny, it might be, I wonder if it's because it has to go through so much fabric, but it did go through, so yeah, that is a success. So now we're going to just go ahead and hang this. Hopefully I've positioned everything properly. I sure did, man. That was perfect, actually. I put that in the perfect spot. I need to remember that. It's about 1/4 inch down, and man, that just went on there so easy. So let me just show it to you. Here's how it would be if this was laying on a table or something. But if it was standing on a bookshelf, you obviously can't see it, but I'm going to snap a picture of that, and I will be sure to add that picture to the end of the video. Thank you so much for coming along this ride with me. This has been a fabulous project. I enjoyed it. I'm making more of the Lapbook style because it was a blast to do. Maybe you'll give it a try as well. Thanks for watching. See you soon.